Alright, guys, welcome back to the village of Barovia. You don't know it's called that yet. I don't know why I started that way.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. So, last thing that happened was you guys, Zabu and Aldrin, you guys burst out the windows to break out of this deadly house. You landed on the cobblestone streets, and over beside you was two members of your party and what looks like Rez laying on the ground. Magnum and Bart are kind of panting and kind of like taking, the Peter Griffin, like
The knee.
taking a knee,
Yeah.
and they look over at you and say, "Where the hell did you guys come from?"
Through that window behind us.
Okay.
But
Oh,
appears to not. Maybe not.
When you guys look behind you, you see the windows, much like you see in this house, only they're all bricked up.
Oh, they're bricked a solid wall?
Yes.
Seems to me we came from somewhere similar to when that strange man pushed me through from whatever reality I was in.
They look at you quizzically with the barren intelligence of party members that aren't here. And one of them says, Rez was killed fighting some beast below the house in the dungeon.
Who,
I didn't think he was dead.
who carried him out here?
We did. Barely. We were attacked by swarms of rats, and the house itself tried to kill us. How did you escape?
Well, that's a long story. We were knocked unconscious and chained up in some dungeon, probably similar to the one you were in. And I heroically saved Aldrin by ripping his manacles from the wall. And then we ran upstairs and jumped out the window and landed here. And now there's apparently no window behind me. So I don't know. You're the smart ones.
Magnum just gets very quiet and goes, He seems lost in thought, and will probably not interact with you for the rest of the session.
These are deep thought, apparently. Wow.
Similarly, Bart is a little shaken, and he seems preoccupied with Rez. And it's at that moment, Rez's eyes shoot open, and he sits up suddenly, screaming.
How close?
You're pretty close to him, like 15 feet away, 10 feet.
I probably look all raggedy too, and I'm in a cold sweat. My eyes are wide. And it looks like I've been... How exactly did I die again? Did the thing just like squeeze the life out of me?
It hit you with one of its appendages and smashed you right through the wall.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Like a real wall?
So
Yeah.
I'm like... My breathing is very belabored. I'm like...
He looks sort of like the afterlife chewed him up and spit him out.
I'm gonna look at the other and say, I thought you were dead.
I'm not dead? And I'll just kind of look around and I'll see that we're outside of the house, and I'll breathe kind of like a sigh of relief, and then I'll stand up as fast as I can, or try to stand up, and I guess try not to fall over.
Are you actually doing something?
I say, what happened? How did we get out?
Bart fills you in on the exploits that you will remember from last time. says something along the lines of, we pulled your carcass up the stairs, and then the house attacked. The doors were swords, and the walls were filled with rats. We barely got out of there alive.
Doors were swords?
Yes. The doorways had these, like, scythe blades that were just swinging.
We went through doors fine. They were just some crazy cultists when we were in there.
That's insane. There's nobody in there. The house is a ghost house.
Well, can we get away from it now?
As you look down the street, you can see that the mists have cleared, and there's now just sort of like an ambient fog.
Well, we should rest somewhere. You guys look... Well, you're dead, basically, so we should probably rest.
Well, yes, but where?
The street stretches north and south. No sound cuts the silence except for mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance.
Oh, great. So there's someone out here.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna much rest in front of this house either way, so we should head one of the directions. Are we done with this house? Are we not? Are we leaving it as it is?
I say maybe we could come back later and just have it dismantled, but for now I think we're done with it. I'll spit on the ground.
How's everyone's health situation?
I think I'm pretty badly injured.
That's what I was wondering. We're just where we were, right?
Yeah, everybody's at the health they were when you got ejected. Or
Yeah, we definitely need the rest then.
Yeah. Is there any alleys nearby?
Any shelters or anything that looks like a building we can get into?
Just like these are all houses.
There are many houses on this street.
But if we hear someone crying, right?
Yep.
Well, let's not go in that direction.
No, that's not. That sounds like bait.
Yeah, we're gonna be crying.
It's a mournful sobbing is what you hear.
If this place is inhabited, then we can't just rest anywhere.
We could ask somebody to go in.
Because we look like a welcoming bunch.
Speak for yourself.
You're probably still blue.
Yeah, if I weren't so badly injured, I'd look fine.
Can you heal yourself at all, Rez?
I don't possess the strength at the moment.
Well, do we want to take a chance with a random house, or do we want to go towards the sobbing?
I have a heal now, but I don't know how good it's gonna do.
If you have healing powers, I would ask that you use some on me.
I already rolled it when you first woke up. I didn't say I was going to do it because my kids were freaking.
Oh, in that case, when you do, I'll kind of straighten up a little bit, but I'm still pretty poor. But,
Heal for 8.
yes, thank you.
Can you walk okay? Is everyone capable of walking?
I'm good. I can make it.
Well, I'm not going to decide for all of us. Do we want to go towards the sound of the sobbing, or do we want to rest somewhere else?
Well, we don't really see anything available. We should probably just move on to the sobbing, I guess. But I might as well just start reading in my will and testament.
The sobbing is coming from the south direction.
Does it sound like a woman, a man, little child?
Sounds
animal?
like a woman.
Oh, well. I mean, a single woman shouldn't pose much of a threat even as injured as I am, I feel that we should maybe at least check it out.
Sounds good to me.
And being a hero
I'm
got us
going
to this
to go
point,
in
though.
stealth,
I
though.
will come along.
Yes, please, Eldrin, back us up from the shadows.
Yeah. Would you like me to check it out first, though? Or wait?
As you guys walk down the street, you come across an intersection. As you pass houses, the few houses that you pass have strange claw marks along the walls.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
The intersection you approach, it goes one to the east. East heads out of town. South is a short street that then turns west, and the west street leads deeper into the village, and that's where the sobbing can be heard coming from. Are you proceeding?
Yeah, I wanna see who this woman is, if she needs help.
You follow. Go ahead.
I'll lead the way anyway.
I'll kind of lean on you a little bit.
As you hobble down the street, fog obscures the sky, but it doesn't look like it's particularly bright out. Although everything is well lit. You pass about another 6 or 7 houses, and you find yourself in a larger clearing, which may be like the town square from the best that you can gather. There are 2 buildings that you can see that seem to be inhabited. There are several shops around and that you pass that are all boarded up. Like they're no longer, nobody's using them anymore.
No, she wanted to.
The 2 buildings you see, to the north, a single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern. To the south, the sparse light from this building spills out from behind drawn heavy curtains. A sign over the door creaking on its hinges reads, Bildrath's Mercantile. Beyond that building, further to the south, is where the sobbing appears to be coming from.
If we rest, that's whatever is affecting that person sobbing is going to be done, I'm assuming, or they're going to be gone. So do you want to investigate, or do you want to rest?
What?
I say we check now.
You're almost dead, Rez. Should we worry about you more than these strangers?
I mean, it's just a woman crying. You could be right. But where would we rest? I mean, that is clearly some kind of tavern or drinking establishment.
I'm sure they have rooms we may be able to procure, rent.
Perhaps they may.
We have some things we could trade.
Oh, I believe I have money. Do I have money? No, I don't.
I have 10 gold points. That should be enough for a room.
So where are you heading?
Do you want, Rez? You still want to check out the voices so we can...
Hey, Mike, can you mute your mic while you're not talking? Thank you, sir.
I think we should check it out and then rest.
Alright, if we're all in agreement, then let's go.
You're checking out
Heading for the crying.
Alright.
Well, it sounds like sobbing.
south of what appeared to be the mercantile store, there is a small building followed by a regular-sized house, which seems to be the source of the sobbing. A moaning sob floats through the still gray streets, coloring your thoughts with sadness. The sounds flow from a dark two-story townhouse. The house appears to be about 40 feet wide and is boarded up.
Wait, but that's where the crying's coming from?
It's
Our
definitely
boarded up house sounds like a great place to go.
I guess from outside, I'll try to yell over the sobbing. I'll say, "Hello, do you need help?"
There's no reply, just more sobbing.
So is the main entrance boarded up? Like, there's no entry to this place?
Would you like to try to open the door?
Oh, I'll try to open it.
You rest, I will open it.
I'll go up and yeah. Okay.
I will try to open the door for you.
I'll take out my hammer just in case, but I won't use my shield.
Exactly, he probably has more health than we do.
Yeah, but I'm still not gonna. He looks hurt to me, so I don't know how much health he has. I'm gonna open the door.
Okay.
Probably does though.
The door appears to be barred from the inside. You can try to break in if you like with athletics.
I don't know if we really want to break this person's door down just to help them. If they don't want our help that badly, then
Yeah. We're not going to try to break in.
the door is locked, so they're not responding.
Any windows?
As you're at the door, Zabu, you can tell that the sobbing seems to be coming from the upstairs level.
Does it sound like young children or old people?
Sounds like a woman.
Like Aldrin said, is there any windows open? Like upstairs, is there windows?
All the windows are boarded up.
Oh my goodness. I mean, if we can't find another way in, we might as well leave. Don't want to be like breaking in if somebody's already having some kind of panic attack or something.
Do you want me to bang on the door and see if she hears that? Maybe she just didn't hear our voices.
Yeah, give it a try.
I'm just gonna knock loudly and say, "Do you need our assistance?"
There's a pause in the sobbing and silence.
Well, we solved her problem.
Put an end to the crying.
After a few more seconds, the sobbing begins again in kind of a choking, halting way, as if it was pent up and let loose once more.
If she can't come to the door, do you think possibly she's trapped upstairs?
I mean, if she doesn't say anything, then we can't assume that.
Yellow.
And it could be not trapped upstairs, but a trap upstairs.
Could be, yes. Well, I'm up to it. Whatever decision you guys decide, I'm just a weapon here. If only our thinkers weren't busy thinking about the house.
No, I would say if there's no response, if we ask for someone to help, if they need help, then we should just leave.
We need to find a place to rest.
Yeah.
Alright, then we're in agreement. Let's head back the way we came to that inn and try to find the place to rest. And if it's as bad as it sounds, we can check back here again after we rest and see if she's still in need.
Alright, so you guys are going to head north, back up the street towards the village square.
Yeah. Back to the blood on the vine.
that the name of it? That doesn't sound as inviting as I thought.
I think it's Blood on the Vine, Blood of the Vine. I don't remember exactly.
You guys pass on your way north the Bildrath's Mercantile and head across the square to the bright light that's illuminating through the window of this building. The doorway hangs open. Above it is that sign, Blood on the Vine. But because you were not 100% certain, when you look closer, you realize that it actually used to say Blood of the Vine, but the F was written over with an N.
Wow. Well, I don't know what's worse anyway, so.
Well, blood of the wine would just mean wine, or would just mean wine. I don't know. Blood of the vine would be wine. Makes sense.
I don't like wine.
Well, with that name, we should take caution and not just assume this is a safe place.
I will hook my warhammer back on my belt and then start to walk in.
This once finally appointed tavern is quite shoddy now. You can see where there used to be ornate carvings and fine tapestries and such, but they're all dusty and worn out with age. A blazing fire in the hearth gives... it tries in vain to give warmth to the few huddled souls within. You see a barkeep behind the bar, 3 women sitting together at a table, and a man named... Fuck, I gotta stop reading this right now. And a man...
They don't do box text very well, do they?
No, this isn't the box text, this is just the description.
Oh, fair enough.
It should just be box text. So, and there's a man leaning against the counter, drinking from a small glass.
Alright.
Do any of you have any gold? I can lend you some if you need some for a room.
I believe I have 10 still.
I have none. But I will try to secure us some rooms. How many rooms should we try to get?
I think we should try to stick together. So maybe
Let me just ask what they have to let, if any.
You guys are huddled at just inside the doorway having this conversation, and nobody really seems to be even glancing in your direction, except for the young man at the counter at the bar. Rather, he looks over with interest in your direction. Even the bartender is paying you no mind.
Well, I'll walk up to the bartender and just say, "You, is this an inn? Do you have any rooms to let?"
He just the man behind the counter stares kind of glassily forward, and he's just cleaning glasses in his hand and putting them down.
I will say it again more slowly. I'll say, rooms to sleep, and I'll pretend, try to mime it. Do you have rooms?
The man kind of sighs heavily, and starts picking up the glasses again that he's already cleaning them once more.
I'll slam my fist down on the bar. I'll be like, "Excuse me."
I don't think these people are aware of our presence.
The young man at the bar kind of slides over a little bit to you, and he says, "Excuse me. You'll have to forgive Eric here. He's only the bartender. If you'd like a drink, I'm sure he'd serve you. But this is a tavern, so I don't think you're going to find rooms here anyway. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ismark."
My name is Rez. Mr. Ismark, do you know where we might find a room in this place? An inn, perhaps?
And allow me to...
Or just a place we can sleep.
Yeah, a safe room.
Alright, guys, tell me if you can see this.
Yes.
Does it show you the character sheet too, or just the picture?
Just his picture.
Bio and info
Okay, good.
is the only tab you get.
That's what this young man looks like.
All right.
And sorry, what was your question?
Oh, I asked him if there are any inns nearby or places that we can sleep without,
Interruption.
yeah.
It was, well, no, unfortunately, we don't have inns, as we do not get visitors very often. In fact, you are the first that I've seen in many years. Well, that's not quite true, but
But this town, do you not have trade with any other settlements?
oh, sure, we have trade with the other villages in the area. Valaki, for example. Kresk, and we occasionally get shipments from the Wizard of Wines winery.
Would you happen to trade with any kind of cultist-looking people?
Occultist-looking people? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Guys, hoods.
Robed like monks.
You truly are new to Barovia. There's all sorts of...
What did you say, Barovia?
Yes, this is the village of Barovia. I take it you're from elsewhere.
I've never heard of Barovia before.
It is an ancient land.
What province is this in? What place? Kingdom.
Why, this is the Barovian Valley. Ruled over by Castle Ravenloft and the Devil Strahd. At those words, the women who are at the table, kind of talking amongst themselves, get very quiet. And the barkeep drops a glass and it shatters on the ground.
And lightning crashes outside the window. I look to my companions and I'll kind of intone as I say it. I'll be like, I have not heard of this place. How far is it from the Sea of Swords?
I know not this place, the Sea of Swords. There are no seas here, only this valley and the mists.
Well, I should have known. And I'll just kind of sit down at the bar at this point. I'll just kind of slump down onto a stool.
He says, "Please join me for a drink here at the table." And he motions over to a table further removed from the other guests. And he asks,
I'll just
Eric, he says, "Please, some drinks for me and my friends." To which the bartender makes some sort of hollow assent and begins to pour drinks for you.
But no wine for me, I'll say.
He sort of goes, You'll follow?
Yep.
Okay. Once you're seated around the table, whoever wants wine can have it. Ismark will pay out of his own pocket at this point. And he says, "Please, you must help me. I know that you're strange to these lands, but that's precisely why I need your assistance."
What? Help with what?
My sister is in a great deal of danger.
Does she perhaps live just down the road from here?
She does indeed live down the road from here. We believe she's being hunted by the Devil Strahd himself.
I'm going to describe the general direction where the sobbing was. Is this where your sister lives?
Yes, down the street at the end of the lane.
So why it's all boarded up to protect her?
Well, yes, we must keep the Devil Strahd out. And his minions, he has many. He also has many spies, he says, and steals a glance over to the table of women.
Is there a way that you usually go in there and check on her?
Why, through the front door, of course.
She'll let you in because she knows who you are. That makes sense.
Indeed.
What does this devil's Strahd look like? Is he a tall man with a trench coat and a top hat? Or whatever hat he was wearing? The guy who pushed me out of the balcony?
You're gonna describe that man?
Yes.
The man who pushed you in the balcony was wearing a robe.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was wearing like a trench coat.
No, he was dressed like the other cultists that you
Oh,
encountered.
okay. Never mind then.
So you're not gonna describe that to him after that?
I'll still describe it to him, but I thought he was wearing a top hat or something, but never mind.
Ismark kind of looks at you curiously, and he says, "No, that's not the Devil's Strahd at all. Believe me, he is unforgettable once you do see him. Pray that you never do."
Would you like to go check on her and maybe you can get her to open the door for us?
Well, certainly. If you're looking for a place to stay, you could stay in our house, in our manor.
Is it safe there, given the fact that the Devil's Strahd and his minions are coming for her?
Nowhere in this village is safe from the Devil's Strahd. His castle looms over us at this very moment, casting its long shadow across us.
So,
This is why we must try to spirit my sister Irina away from here to the village of Valaki. We've heard that it's fortified against the Devil's Strahd, and we could perhaps be safe there.
Do you have any forms of travel, a horse or a wagon, to get us there?
We have no living livestock. We have been under siege for many nights.
What sieges you?
The dead, the minions of Strahd. He has beasts in his thrall as well.
That would explain the claw marks we saw on the wall. Are they humanoid?
Or maybe once.
so did you mean to say that those women are his spies?
He sort of gives you this, like, conspiratorial look, like, not here. He says,
Then let's...
He whispers, "I do not know who is or is not his spy."
And yet you offer us drink without knowing that this is safe drink.
Oh, these... our good friend Ulrich the bartender is far too unimaginative to ever poison his customers. And as you look over, you see the bartender still just cleaning the same glasses again and again and again.
Well, then I say we make our way to this manor right now.
Yes.
We definitely need to rest. Do you know if there's mercantile shop has provisions we can procure to help us through the night?
He says, yes, Bildrath, the owner, has a small selection of goods. You could, you would not know this necessarily, but we don't get a lot of, we don't have a lot of trade. Much of which you will find is made either in this town or neighboring villages, or has been handed down and traded in. What sort of thing are you looking for?
Do you have any alchemists in the area that you trade with?
Alchemists?
Like health potions?
I don't know that I've ever seen such a thing. Hey, are any of you non-human? I forgot.
Yes, Zabu is half orc.
I'm annoyed, but I'm human. Half human.
You're half orc.
Yes.
Okay, in that case,
He's not talking to me anymore, is what you're saying?
all the women at the table are sort of whispering to themselves now and kind of shooting you glances.
I'm gonna growl at them.
Ismark says, best not to do that. They are the owners of the tavern.
Oh, okay.
Owners?
Multiple owners?
These women are actually quite colorfully dressed compared to Ismark and the bartender. The bartender is just completely drab in color palette.
Are they attractive?
They have sort of an exotic quality to them.
Do they not object to the name of their tavern being changed, or did they change the name of the tavern?
Are you asking the DM or are you asking Ismark that?
Maybe I should go ask them. And I'll just stand up and kind of walk over.
Okay, you saunter over to these ladies. As you get closer, you do notice that they are, in their exotic way, fairly attractive. They're well dressed, like it fits their personalities.
I'll say greetings, ladies.
Where are they?
Might I join you?
They sort of look at you askant and kind of snort and then go back to their own quiet conversation.
Interesting. What are they talking about?
They're talking about nosy strangers and how the last ones through never paid their tabs.
We don't have a tab then.
Good thing I don't have any money.
I'm gonna ask Bismarck about what I said about did they change the name of the tavern or did they not object or notice?
Ismark thinks for a moment and then he says, I'm not certain when the name changed. It just sort of made sense that it would be changed. Nobody really brought it up. Rez, give me some sort of a charisma-based check for engaging these women. Your persuasion.
Uh-oh. Persuasion.
Nice. All right, so give me another pitch to these ladies, a rebuttal sort of.
Oh, I'll just say, it looks like you're short on male companionship around here. I was wondering if we might share a drink. I mean, I have a drink, and I assume that they have like something laid out on the table around them, or.
Yeah, so they all have little coffees or teas.
Yeah, I'll say I have a drink. You have drinks. It seems that the three of you make a fine picture, but you're missing something.
The one closest to you seems to her eyes sort of start smiling, and she has this devious little smirk, and she looks at you and she says, "Well, that may well be. What could you do about it?"
And I'll just sit right down, or
Okay.
grab a chair if I have to.
She introduces herself as Alenka. And the other two women are Mirabelle and Sorvia, the co-owners of the tavern.
Oh. I'll say Alenka. I'll say that's a very beautiful name. Does it mean anything in your home language here? I am an outsider, as you can see.
She sort of stifles a laugh and she goes, "Well, that's most definitely apparent."
I'm going to talk to Aldrin and say, how is this helping us right now?
It's not helping you.
Ismark says, "We really should go and make it to the safety of the manor before night falls." It's not yet for some time, but I prefer to be safely within the walls with the doors barricaded.
I'm going to walk over beside Rez and say, hello, ladies.
They sort of recoil back from you a bit. Like,
I just kind of like wave my hand, like piss off. Hurt my game.
Sorvia says, "Is this with you, Rez?"
Well, yeah, he's my friend. Well, not friend, but we travel together. He carries things.
And
What
I'll,
do you
like,
need?
I'll walk up to Rez and say, "Did you get that ointment for Sabu yet? He's still got that rash."
I'll say to be continued, Alenka, and I'll stand up.
Elinka says, "Please come back before nightfall and we'll share a drink. Maybe more."
Oh, believe me, I won't be caught outside after nightfall. Let's get out of here.
They sort of chitter to themselves as you guys leave, with Ismark kind of ushering you out.
I was just saying, I was about to pump them for information.
Hear about the phone number or something.
You think you... Aldrin, you hear one of them say something about Ismark the Lesser as you're leaving.
Okay. Can I ask that person who said it what they mean by it?
The woman at the table behind you as you're walking out the door?
Sure.
So you're going to stop and go back in?
Yeah, sure.
And go ahead and ask the question the way you'd like to.
I heard you mention something about Ismark the Lesser. I just wanted to know what you meant by that.
And what race are you?
Elf.
Full elf?
Yep.
Are you hiding that fact at all?
I got funny things on my ears. I don't know.
You have a hood on? Or no?
Yeah.
And you're wearing manacles.
Oh, I still had those on?
Yeah, we didn't take them off, so yeah,
Just
they
take
still
them
read your
off.
wrist.
And you just go up and say, "Hey, what you mean about that Ismark the Lesser?"
Yeah, pretty much.
They sort of like look at you like a little bit of fright and like lift up their drinks and move them away from you.
Yeah.
And then
I
they
think
say,
these manacles just for...
"Please leave our tavern. Ismark the Lesser will take you down the street, where you'll be safe." And they all start laughing.
Did she do hyper quotes with her fingers like that? Safe.
She gestured with her cup, like apart from the dish, like safe.
I'll
Alright.
just leave. These inbred people.
Do we need to stop to check out the store? Anyone? Anyone in need of anything?
I'm fine. I don't need anything. I just need rest.
Alright, so nobody wants to go to the store?
Nope.
Alright, you guys walk further down the street to the south, with Ismark in the lead now. And he's sort of like cautiously looking around as he's walking, even though it's completely silent and there's nobody around. You get closer and closer to the house with the sobbing, and he starts to walk past it.
Not the right house. She's still crying after like this 20 minutes or whatever.
Yep. Oh yeah.
We're gonna ask him what's with this sobbing that we hear in this home. Do you know this person?
He stops and looks back at you, and he's got a very kind of sad expression on his face, and he says, yes, that would be Mad Mary. Unfortunately, she's never been the same since her daughter left.
Is she safe?
I suppose the only danger to her is herself. We kind of all expect one day the sobbing to stop for good.
Alright, good.
Can I ask him about his nickname?
Please phrase it how you'd like.
I overheard someone call you Ismark the Lesser. Do you know what they mean by that?
He sort of winces when you say that. And he puts his hand on his forehead and he goes, "Oh gosh. Yes, the villagers all like to call me Ismark the Lesser because my father is also named Ismark. He's the burgomaster. Sorry, the burgomaster here.
Burgomaster?
Yes, he's in charge of the town.
This is a
An
term I
odd
should...
word for mayor.
Out of context, is this a term I should know as being like a normal thing?
Yeah, it's like a European mayor, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, you've heard of it before, like people talking, but you've never known a burgomaster before.
Okay, so the mayor in the town that, what's it called, that we're from, is not called that?
No, in Faerun they wouldn't call it that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be like a mayor or something.
Yeah, so Zabby, you've never heard of it. But one of, like, Rez might have, because he's a little bit more worldly.
Alright.
I just say I thought it would be common practice to call the inheritor the lesser until his father passes. But it sounds like it's a term of some kind of scorn around here.
Yes, they, a few of the townspeople sort of like to, I guess, put me in my place.
A few? You mean all of them?
Well, the ones that have the wit, too.
How many people are left in this town?
It's difficult to say. Many do not... You know what, let's not talk here. Please, let's keep going.
We... Fair enough. I will hold all questions until we arrive.
And he turns
I
and
would like to
starts
rest.
rushing down the street to kind of catch up to where he would have been. Okay. As you near the end of the street, a weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all around the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen. Sorry, not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. Ismark leads you right through the torn aside right gate and heads towards the mansion.
Just follow him in.
Let's follow along. Let's get inside as soon as we can.
Ismark walks up to the front door and raps on it sharply. Bang, bang, bang. He shouts, "Irina, open up, it's me. I have some friends to help us." After a few minutes, or not minutes, after a few seconds, a little slot in the door opens and you can see a pair of eyes shining through. And then the door unlatches as a bar slides across. You can hear on the other side of the door, and then the door slowly creaks open. And Ismark says, "Come, quickly," and pushes the door open and enters.
Wait for the others to walk in.
A little cautious, but yeah. I'll lead the way in, but cautiously.
The interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show... What is this shit? Somebody's texting me. Michael. The interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded-up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. The burgomaster is in a side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilting flowers and a faint odor of decay.
Oh, damn.
Ismark walks over to a tall, rather beautiful brunette woman and gives her a hug. And she hugs him back, and this is what she looks like.
Oh.
She's a striking young woman with auburn hair. He says, Irina, my dear sister, these strangers from out of town have graciously offered to aid us in getting you to Vallaki. And she says, "Oh, Ismark, you know I can't leave without father being properly buried. We've talked about this." And he says, Ismark replies, "Oh, Irina, I too would like to bury him, but how are we supposed to accomplish such a thing?" And they begin sort of squabbling about this between each other.
Do we stop them? I'll just kind of ask you guys. I'll be like, do we stop them, or I'm gonna sit down, I think.
I think we let them squabble, they will continue to squabble, so I'm going to interrupt and say, if you seem to only be concerned at nighttime, why can you not bury your father during the day?
Irina pushes her brother out of the way and sort of walks over to you quizzically and looks you up and down and says, "What manner of person are you?"
How do I answer
Correct.
that?
That is a very deep question for a first question.
Yeah, I'm human? I don't know. How would I answer that? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say I'm...
How would your character answer that question?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
You're a warrior, right?
Yeah, I'm a warrior. That's it. That's a good answer. I'm a fighter. I fight.
She sort of seems to be mentally chewing on this answer, and then she nods and goes, "Indeed, you appear to be that. This might explain your flagrant disregard for the danger that the Devil Strahd poses, even in daylight. Yes, while his minions attack us mostly at night, he's by no means confined to those times."
But if you will not leave without your father being buried, you will never leave.
"I pray that's not my fate." And Ismark rushes over and he says, "Indeed, sister, it will not be. Let us just go. Father is already dead."
How did you die?
Irina looks you up and down, looks at your ears, looks at your manacles.
You need to get rid of those.
She says, "Are you two a fighter, as is your friend? A warrior?"
I am one with nature. And a fighter as well.
She seems a little more distrustful of you, but she says, "We've been trapped in this house, or I myself have anyway, for weeks. Every night, wolves and other terrible creatures attack the house. Eventually, my father's heart just could not withstand it any longer, and he died one night. Perhaps of fright, perhaps from an actual broken heart."
What's the floor? Is the floor wood?
Yes.
Why can we not remove some floorboards and dig a burial place for your father beneath the house that he was, so you don't have to go inside?
She walks over to you and slaps you across the face.
Oh, shit.
And
She
I
says,
just,
"How about when you die, we bury you in a refuse pile? I'll not have my father buried in the floorboards like some sort of dead rat.
I think he was raised in a refuse pile. I think he'd be okay with that.
He must be buried in the cemetery, properly, with all appropriate rites and rituals."
do you have someone to perform these rites and rituals?
Well, at the church, the Father Donovan at the church would be able to perform these, but he rarely leaves any longer. I have not been able to make contact with him.
I'm just kind of sitting against the wall. I'll just kind of pipe up. I'll be like, I don't know your local customs, but I might be able to help put it to rest.
She casts you a glance and says, how would this be? Are you a priest?
For my part, yes. I've been chosen by Torm the True.
She sort of puts that word around her mouth like she's never heard it before. Torm the True? What manner
Yes.
of god is this?
What manner? Let me tell you. Torm is a god who espouses protection of the weak and to champion the poor and to protect those who can't protect themselves. And I feel that this is a great case for myself to help you with.
She says, I've no knowledge of this Torm the True.
We come from a faraway land.
How can you know that your god has any power here? Many do not.
I will use thaumaturgy to display some power. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I'll just make my eyes glow, and I'll say, Torm has instilled me with magical powers. I can heal the sick and wounded. I can. What's another good thing I can say? I can perform rituals, and a burial ritual is, of course, one of the many things that I can likely do.
Give me a religion check to see if you actually can.
Yeah.
You barely remember how to do one.
Well, I haven't had much formal training to speak of.
You've actually never been trained in this. You just remember it from witnessing it.
Well, and that's what I'll say. I'll say I haven't had any formal training. I've been chosen by the god directly. Well, not directly. But I definitely have pureness and goodness in my heart, and I can help you.
She looks at your glowing eyes and kind of snorts and says, "Huh, I've seen more from the devil Strahd himself, and he serves no god but himself."
Well, he's not here for you right now.
Not yet. But these grounds have not been attacked since my father died several days ago, and I fear that he and his forces are amassing to finally take me away from here.
Why
you?
Yeah, say, why does he want you?
She says, "I do not know," and tosses her hair back.
In slow motion, and music plays in the background. I think I'm getting a sense for why. And I'll stand up like laboriously. I'll be like, oh, and you can see I'm still badly injured. And I say, if we might rest here, and help serve to protect this house for the night at least, we can help you with burying and putting your father to rest, or taking him to this priest so that he may do the same. If you don't feel that my ritual will suffice.
She says, "My father was a devout follower of the Morning Lord, as you can see from the symbols around the house." And she points to a kind of a sun, starred sun kind of emblem on the wall. "I think that he would be best served buried by a proper priest of the faith."
I'm going to speak up and say, if your god is the Morning Lord, I have yet to see sunshine in this place since I've been here.
I'll be like,
Yeah, well, I don't care. That's me.
oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't do.
Has your god forsaken you?
Oh shit.
She puts her hand on her sword hilt and points at you with her other hand and kind of angrily says, "Who are you to speak of gods here? You know not what we deal with."
You know not of what Rez can do, and you were judging him based off not seeing his powers. I have not seen your god's powers either.
Compared to the Devil Strahd, all of you are nothing.
If he was a follower of Lathander, I know much. Well, for my part, as much as anyone of Faerun would know of Lathander, and
Faerun Lathander, you speak in riddles. What are these things?
the Morning Lord is worshipped in our land as well by many people, and he is a good god.
He is the only god here of goodness.
In that case, we'll help you.
She kind of relaxes almost exhaustedly, takes her hand off her sword, and says, "I should thank you for that. I apologize. I am very high-strung these days. Any day could be my last. Twice Strahd has visited me. I fear the third I will never return from."
How have you stopped him the previous times that he's tried to take you?
Ismark, sensing his sister's exhaustion, kind of comes over and puts his arms around her and says, "I think that's enough questions for now. Let's let her rest, shall we?"
Let us all rest.
He says, "Allow me to show you, follow me and I shall show you where you can rest for the night."
Should we not rest here? The main point of ingress to the house so that we can protect it?
If you wish. It has not yet been breached, but there's nothing to say it will not happen tonight.
I would like to sleep by the door. That is where I'm most comfortable.
Maybe Bart and Magnum, you should take upstairs if that's where you were going to lead us. Just so that we have a presence in multiple parts of the house.
Is there a library in your mansion? Because I think Magnus would be more comfortable sleeping there.
Yeah, there's a library of sorts. It's one of the saddest libraries that Magnum has ever seen. Looks pretty nice to you, though, Zabu.
But this room looks nice. He can stay there.
Magnum's kind of like, eh.
Well, maybe there'll be some answers to the house in there for him, for you, Magnum. Maybe there's some lore within this town that will answer what happened to us there.
He says, yes, books makes me happy. Fine, leave us now, half-orc.
I just laugh and walk away. Yeah, I'm going to inspect the front of the household before I lay down to make sure there's no weakness that I can see.
Yeah, the barricade, once it's all shored up, it looks quite sturdy. You would have a hard time breaking in here.
Right. I will lay down near the doorway.
In fact, in a way, this is the safest you've felt in several nights.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to pick out a spot where I can kind of rest and be by myself. And as soon as I'm secluded and there's nobody around, I'm going to start I'll break down and start crying to myself, I think.
I'll give you inspiration for that.
If I feel safe, I mean, yeah.
So you're trying to quietly cry to yourself?
yeah, definitely hiding it.
I want you to do a stealth check because the emotions you're feeling are so overpowering you may not be able to.
Alright, I'll do it after I take off my armor because I won't have disadvantage.
You won't be rattling.
Well, I'm getting ready to... yeah, I'm getting ready to sleep too, so... Anyway, I still...
You're definitely...
maybe halfway through I'm like... and somebody hears it.
Jim, you're in the same room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just move across and try to, sequester myself in a corner.
Give yourself a perception roll there, Zabu, to see if you hear it.
Do you even need to roll it?
Maybe.
Apparently on the floor.
Died. So, nice.
Zabu, you think you hear something coming from the corner where Rez is, but you're not 100% sure what it was.
and don't care.
You think he's either crying or jacking off. But
Either one I do not care about.
I'm squeezing out some kind of tears. Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of liquid I do not need to see.
yeah. I mean, Irina was a fairly attractive woman.
Where did she go to sleep?
Upstairs.
She did seem like a warrior.
She seemed ready with the sword, that's for sure.
Huh.
Did we lose Mike for the night?
He may be back.
Yeah, for like an hour, and then he might be back.
Week. So yeah, I'll just settle down. I'll take my armor off, and I'll set it up so that I have my shield and my hammer close at hand. So if something does happen in the night, I'll be able to at least ready myself with those. But otherwise, I'm gonna probably sleep like a log.
Could you? I guess you'd be uncomfortable, so you can't even sleep in your armor. So that's something.
No way. Actually, will I be able to sleep? Yeah, I think I'm exhausted enough that I will. What do you think?
I think that you'll have to do a roll.
Like, I feel safe, but I'm still traumatized.
Give me, we'll say, relatively easy to achieve Constitution save. Yeah, you're able to fall asleep.
Alright, sweet. And I'm snoring within minutes.
I will take the first watch.
I'm not taking any watches.
Yeah, well, I'm sure
So
there's
you're gonna kick
other
me in
people
the-
here can help, but you're hurt, so... Well, I'm probably hurt more than you actually right now, but I'm still taking the first one.
Yeah, you're tough.
Yeah.
You're a fighter. Remember?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. Zabu, as you're ready to turn off your watch, which is getting close to around midnight, you can hear in the distance the howling of wolves.
Fuck.
That'll help me sleep better.
It's not a good howl. It's like that last time. It's like all funky, right?
Oh yeah, wasn't there a little something I had
There.
queued up for that?
There was a thing.
Let's get some ambient music going here. Fuck, I gotta organize these. This is redonkulous.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. The jukebox is good, but it's not intuitively set up.
You can set up categories, I just haven't.
But you can also get an API script that lets you have like a little media player, basically.
Jeez, are you getting commission off that API shit?
Hey man, I like it a lot now that I've started like incorporating it. It's awesome. Like, takes a bit of setup though, like everything else. So, will I be awakened by the wolves? Wolves? Jackass.
Rez, your dreams are filled with gibbering madness.
Yeah. The abyss is trying to swallow me up again.
It's blackness with eyes, darkness with intent.
Nice.
Tentacles that penetrate every orifice.
Yeah, well, that's nothing new.
That's a good dream for Rez.
Give me a sanity roll.
Is that a wisdom check?
Oh no, remember you got a new number.
Oh, that's right. There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you wake up when the howling occurs, and you just sort of start talking to yourself in the corner.
I'm still awake, so I kind of like Rez. Will you talk I
I kind of shuffle back and curl up into a ball against the wall, and I'm like, the wolves, the wolves, the wolves. I can see their eyes. I can see them.
And I noticed this, I assume.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over and slap Rez.
Ah!
Like, snap out of it.
I say, can't you hear them? They're at the door. I know it. And I'll stand up and I'll like try to run to the back of the house.
Nothing stops you unless Zabu does.
I'm fucking going.
Is there anyone at the back of the house besides him that we explored? Oh, okay.
Barred up windows, a door that's barricaded, piled up
And I
furniture.
realize that it's closer to the edge of the house and that the wolves are still out there, and then I'll go back. I'll move back into the middle of the house. I'll be like, what? Maybe upstairs. We have to get upstairs, and I'll start going upstairs.
I'm gonna stop him there because she's sleeping up there, so I'm gonna grab him.
Okay, give me. Are you struggling against that at all?
Oh yeah, I gotta get upstairs, man.
All right, opposed checks. I'm gonna need athletics from Jim, and then athletics or acrobatics from James. I know that'll be confusing because they're the same name.
Same roll
So
again.
I think that means that nothing changes, so we just kind of stay where we are.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a tie's like a push. So you kind of trying to grab him, and he's like pushing
the
you
same
off,
stat.
but you're not actually. You don't
I mean,
move
let me
anywhere.
go! Get out of my way!
No, I'm just gonna keep trying to hold you, or I don't know, how am I gonna do? Can I? I don't
Try to grapple me. I think that's what you were doing.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do, yeah, so I'm,
Try again.
yeah, I'll try to grab him this time and hold him.
Okay. Don't forget, Rez. All your d20s have a minus, right?
Do they?
Yeah, -3 right now.
Oh, okay. So in that case, he would have gotten me.
Alright. So he'll grab you this time.
Yeah. And I'll just... You can feel that I'm very, like, weak. Like, even though I look... Well, I look pretty weak.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, let me go.
I'm going to... This is gonna fail horribly. I'm going to try to persuade him that those wolves that he's hearing are my friendly wolves.
Oh no. You gonna try to deceive me?
Well, I don't know that they're not, so I don't know. Maybe I believe it too.
Well, what's your rule for PvP rules there, DM, for social stuff?
It's always opposed, so give me your rule, Zabu. Your persuasion.
Persuasion is not going to be that good, but here. No, you're not going to believe me, but
And
maybe you roll worse.
That'll be versus insight.
Yeah.
12.
He does not believe you.
No!
You
No! We're all gonna laugh at you. I'm gonna attempt to punch you in the face.
What? Oh,
Let me go! I will fail miserably. Don't worry, I won't even roll.
I'm going to attempt to knock you unconscious with the back of my head.
Nice.
Because you need the rest, and the violence is the answer to everything.
Well, you are a half-orc. Oh, racism.
Yeah, thought this place was a free racism-free zone. So, can I roll a hit and like pull the damage and just knock him out?
Yep, yeah, you just roll like a normal attack. Are you using your fist or your weapon?
My fist.
Jesus.
I have my glaive out, so God. How do I roll a fist attack?
I think it's just a... We'll roll it like you were rolling your glaive, basically, right? And then just the damage is lower.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You still get proficiency as a fighter on unarmed attacks in this game. And then it's just 1 plus your strength damage. So, whatever your strength is +4, probably?
No, +3 only.
Well, it's still
So then you
gotta hit your armor class. Does that hit your armor class with no armor?
Yeah, because it's 9. So he punches me.
So you do 1 plus your strength.
Which is 3, so 4.
4 damage. How many points do you have?
I had 9, so I now have 5.
Now you have 5. So you lash out with your fist and just clock him upside the head. And he just shakes his head. But he's not down.
I have to like physically hit him to 0 to knock him out.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill him.
I say, you're with the wolves. You're with the wolves. You're going to throw me to the wolves. No, help. I'll start yelling. Oh no, wolf madness.
I don't really have a choice at this point. I'm gonna continue to beat Rez until he passes out, I guess.
Nice.
Are you doing anything back, Rez?
If he goes to 0,
Well, I'm going to try to get out of his grasp.
he'll
Alright.
still rest and heal, though, right?
Roll your athletics, Rez. And Zab will roll athletics again.
Athletics, okay. Oh,
Ooh.
Now that is only a 19.
Still, you manage to throw Zabu's arms wide and kind of like slip out, and you're now free. Would you like to move?
Then I run upstairs and try to find like a place to hide.
As you go storming up the stairs, as you reach the top of the stairs, you see standing there is Ismark and Irina holding their weapons. And Ismark says, "What's the meaning of this? Are we under attack?"
Point back down the stairs and I say, "He is with the wolves. They're trying to get in the house." And I try to run and like push past them.
Ismark like looks at you, Zabu, quizzically, like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he's kind of half holding his sword ready to fight you, but
I'm going to say that he woke up. He just recently was, I don't know, traumatized by the experience we had. He seems to be in a state of shock. I tried to subdue him and he ran away. Can you help me subdue him? Or do you think the wolves are getting in here? Like he does?
as you're saying that, and Rez is running by Irina just like clocks you in the head
Nice.
for 1 damage.
1. I'll stumble back, all woozy,
And she says, "Get your wits together, man."
and I'll look at her face and I'll say, "Rhea, is that you?" And then I'll kind of stumble back and be like, "Whoa."
She her face, her hardened features kind of turn gentle as she looks very concerned for you, and she kind of puts a hand towards you and says, "It's okay, Rez. We're all friends here."
I'll kind of look around and I'm like surrounded. Like, I just want to
I need
go.
a drink.
I just want to go home. And I'll kind of crumple up into a ball on the stairs.
Did Zabu just rage quit?
No, he just went to get a drink.
He's like, "Fuck this, he's getting with Irina? Bullshit!"
No. So yeah, I'll just curl up into a ball again because I can't get to safety.
So now that it's just me and you, we can get into the hardcore stuff. Irina runs her hand down your thigh. No, just kidding.
Jesus Christ, role playing.
Yeah, no. Sorry, what were you saying you do?
I just kind of like fetal position it, man. I'm just like, I just want to go home.
She kneels down in front of you and kind of puts her hand on your shoulder. She says, "For some of us, home is the last place we'd like to be. We can't always be safe, and we can't always choose where we are. All we can do is push forward with bravery in our hearts. Surely your God, Torm the whatever the hell, would want
I say
nothing
the
less."
true, and I'll kind of like steady myself. I'll say the true.
Yes, Torm the True. I can only imagine he'd want nothing less than that for you, to be true to your cause and your beliefs.
And I'll just kind of sit there and I'll say, yes, he would.
Take solace in that. The morning will be a new day. We'll leave this accursed village behind us.
Can I sleep with you? I'll just kind of walk back down the stairs.
If you want to ask that, it's a persuasion.
No, I'm not gonna say that. That's the second night.
Yeah, you gotta ease into it, right?
First you play the wounded puppy, then you go like aggro.
Alright, so she takes your dick out of her mouth.
Oh, what did I miss when I was gonna drink?
Just fucking with you, Jim.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll. She kind of like calmed me down. Basically, is what you missed.
Yeah, I heard her talking to you before I left briefly, calm me down. So
it did work. So I'll just kind of like walk back downstairs and like I'll be like, "Ow, my face," and I'll go lay down.
Do you know that I hit you? Were you coherent enough to know that I hit you?
Honestly, I don't know what happened to me. Something took over. Are the wolves still howling outside, or is it?
They've sort of calmed down.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just say let's try to forget about this night and start fresh in the morning.
The only sound now is some of the boards in the windows rattling from the wind, which is picked up. And there's like a bit of a draft now coming in through the building.
I'm gonna ask. I forget his name now. I have to write his shit down.
Ismark,
is there anyone who can take a watch so that I may rest?
You should see him in your handouts too, same as Irina.
Oh, okay. Is there anyone who can take a watch then in this house so that I may rest?
Ismark says, yes, I will. Please sleep. We'll need all our strength tomorrow.
Alright, I'm gonna go lay sort of near Rez, just because I feel sorry for punching him in the face. But and
it's fine.
Easier to grab him if he runs away.
Oh great, I'm on suicide watch.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
You're safe. You're in a safe place.
Yeah, let me just hold those weapons for you. When you need them, I'll give them back to you. Don't worry.
Alright, so... Oh, don't tell me I already had this map. I'm gonna take a shit.
You didn't already have all the maps?
God damn it.
What, were you just uploading a map that you already had uploaded?
Yeah.
In your archive or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take a whiz.
Let's take a bio drink break, and I'm gonna stop the video here, and we will continue in the morning and head to the church of Barovia.
So do I just reset everything now? Go get a long rest?
Yes, you guys will make it through the night. You can reset your hit points and all your spells and such.
Alright.